Previously on Apartment Syndication Made Easy podcast.
Wow, I paid 35 million, give or take, selling it for 62,700,000.
Whoa.
Less than 2 years.
That's an home run.
That's the biggest home run ever. I never predicted it. I'm not that strong. I'm not that intelligent, skilled man at all. But it just happened to be that the listing agent knew me from 9 years back. And I went there and I said, "Hi, Michael." He says, "Mr. Chopra, Vinney, I know you from 9 years back. You were the easiest person to work with." I said, "What?" I said, "Well, Vinney's back with more money now." Because that deal I bought was 4,900,000 or something, 132 units 9 years back. But then I got this in 2020. He told the seller, Vinney's got perfect record, 100% closing on every LOI, and which is true, by the way. I've done 38 deals now. Every single one I put on LOI, last 15 years, I've closed on it, So perfect record, that way. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for talking about the deal flow aspect of things. And, earlier on, I mentioned that it's easy for people to think Vinney just jumped out of the deck into limelight as if nothing happened. Indeed, Vinney can tell you a lot of successful stories, and also I'm aware of some aspect also to that add a bit of challenges. Oh, you remember the last time we were in Lake Jackson?
So many times. Yes. I could write books after books.
Yes. I want you to take us through an aspect that you remembered so well that it wasn't easy. A few years back, we went to Lake Jackson together.
Yes.
I'll be on those property down in the south part of Texas.
Yes,
and
I would love to.
Yeah, can you share the story with my audience?
Yes, I would love to. Please, yeah.
So go right ahead and talk about the aspect that sometimes some deals could be challenging.
I would love to your audience. I would love to. Let me go back with lots of ups and downs. As a matter of fact, my second property I bought was 109 units in Odessa itself also. Okay. And we did not get any bank to give me loan. Mm-hmm. What? They said, "You're brand new. You're going to live in California. Your property's over there. How can you manage it?" All those things were thrown at me, right?
Yeah.
And then no bank will give me loan. I had no track record.
Yeah.
So I was, sitting down. I said, creatively, let's do seller financing. Mm. So then we dug deeper into seller financing. They didn't want to give me, LTV of 80-20. Okay. Which I wanted to have, less money down. And then the rest is the promissory note. They said, no. I said, how about 70%? How about 75% LTV? No. 60%. What?
Right.
I had to put 1 million down for 2.4 million property over there in Odessa, Texas.
Wow.
So it is that. Then we go to lots of ups and downs in renovations and problems with the hurricane. I remember, you name it. I've faced every situation under the sun. Then we go to San Antonio, Alamo Heights. We buy this property, 72 units.
Okay.
And we don't do good due diligence.
Oh, wow.
And after 4 months, there is a smell. A very dirty, a pungent smell coming from the buildings. And that is the sewer smell. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So we said, what's going on over here? We brought the plumbers and all that. They said, "Sir, your wrought iron pipes have fallen. So there's a crack under the building. The wrought iron pipes, they get worn out at the bottom and they crack. And then the sewer gets into dirt and mushy.
Wow.
And it starts. So I had to stop right there.
Wow.
No cash flow to my investors. And then we got into, problems with the insurance and this and that. Took us 1.5 years.
Okay. Wow.
to fix that problem. We had to evacuate our property, a residence, to our two other properties we own nearby. I always like to buy them in bulk. One, the next one, the next one, the next one in the same neighborhoods, because then I can travel one time, meet with all my staff and everything, because we are vertically integrated.
Yes.
So a lot of ups and downs. I bought a building in Freeport near Lake Jackson, which was burned. One whole building was burned.
That was the property we went there together.
Yes,
the one I was telling you about. Awesome. You see, like I said, success is not overnight, and you just explained some of the great areas also to that in the journey of success. You actually would come through challenging times. But when the glory comes, people would only see the glory and forget that sometimes there are scars that you've acquired in your battles, which is what you just explained right now. I'm glad you're sharing that with us, even for our listeners, for them to understand that indeed, if they want to get into this business, they understand that sometimes they need to go through challenge, but tenacity is what they need to plow through to where they need to get to where they're going. So another question I also want to ask you today is, I know about your syndicating knowledge, what you've done in syndication, and a lot of all those things, and your in-depth of knowledge in apartments, multifamily asset class of things. And I know 3 years ago, you also not transitioned, but you actually engaged another class asset, which is senior living. And I remember very well, when you rolled that aspect. Can you take us through that?
I would love to. I've been promoting actually my whole presentation. I would love to send you that, the brand new
absolutely. Yes, sure.
Which I gave last week also. It's 3 tsunamis are flowing through USA and around the world. The first tsunami is the millennials tsunami, 74 million people who like portability. They are getting into renters nation, we call it. Second tsunami is silver tsunami. That's the people, 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every night.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinney Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinney and Bo Show. Please also look at that. And also the podcast, which is my Apartment Syndication Made Easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you. 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every night. It started in 2011, and it's going to keep on going for 20 years. So 2031, 2031 will be the last baby boomer turning into, the seniors. I'm a senior. I'll be 70 this year, 70. I'm happy, in August. But the key thing is, for my fellow citizens, I wanted to dig into senior living, because that's a huge market. Trillions and trillions of dollars are going to be in the product, in real estate, in housing, in medical, in bills, and all that. Yeah. So I found a partner, luckily, by sending signals out in the cosmos. I believe in law of attraction, believe in law of abundance and manifestation. Here comes a great friend who has been doing senior living ground up luxury for the last 9 years.
Wow.
I said, what? I mean, we have been together 3.5 years now. So it's like 7 or 8 years at that time. And that's what I'm passionate about. $2 billion is my bold goal to do in senior housing. And last week I was there in Punta Gorda.
Okay.
Hampton Manor of Punta Gorda. Please, anybody who wants to look at us, Hampton Manor is our brand. hamptonmanor.co, not com, but co is our website, where we are put what we build, one story without any elevators, and we buy 5 to 7 acres of land to build this resort. It's a multifamily, one story, and with courtyards, 3 to 6 courtyards with dining.
Amazing, beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
Cook to order, our chefs cook to order 3 meals and snacks. Then we have daily average living, with the caregiving. We got the, like spa and movie theater, library, grand piano, billiard room, game rooms, sunrooms, you name it. And of course, we have in Florida, our swimming pools and putting greens, and then waterfall functions and transportation, everything. It's like a resort. And our residents love us. It's the motto we have is to spoil the seniors.
Awesome. Well, it's the senior living aspect of it. You talked about the demographic shift.
Yes.
That's what you were practically talking about when it comes to the baby boomers, the millennials, and what kind of products are out there, or rather would be more on the appreciating side going forward when you focused a number of years from now. And that's what it is all about when it comes to asset classes like that. Understanding your demography, understanding what are the emerging markets, understanding what it's going to be like for products like apartments, senior living in years to come. That way you know where to invest, where not to invest. I hope that was very profitable what Vinney has shared with us today concerning senior living and also apartment building.
And we are in multifamily senior living. I wanted to say that residential is also big spectrum out there, 8 beds or 16 beds or units, but we are into 88 to 96 units. We are not into 300, 400 with, elevators and all that. We don't believe in it. So we are in that less than 100 spectrum. With 120 beds or 140 beds. The third tsunami I wanted to mention, if the audience might say, Vinney, you didn't tell us the third tsunami.
What's the third tsunami?
Immigration tsunami. See, our birth rate is so low in USA. We are where we are because of immigrants like you and I and others.
Absolutely.
And the key thing is we'll be 425 million population. We are 365 right now. In the next 20, 30 years, we'll be 425 with deaths and increasing and all. Immigration is going to be humongous into this country. And that's what is going to increase our population. But guess what? When we have immigrants coming in, they don't have stable jobs yet. They don't have savings. So that's the renter's nation again. So there'll be more rental units needed for 3 tsunamis, I call it. Millennials, silver tsunami, and the immigration tsunami.
Wow. Awesome. Did you hear that?
If anybody's interested in the PowerPoint, I would love to send you the
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Everything, everything you've shared right now makes a lot of sense. The 3 tsunamis, the demographic shift of millennials, the demographic shift of the baby boomers, which is the silver spoon of what you're talking about right now, and also the demographics of immigrants coming into the United States. And those are the titles and factors that point towards what the asset class is shared with us today would really speak going forward: apartments, senior living. And those are nuggets of really profound information you've given my audience today. One other thing I also want to talk about today is, before we round up, is Texas. I know, Texas is darling to you. Another market I know it's darling to you is Georgia and Florida. Texas, as it is right now, is the place to be. I mean, when you count about 5 markets to be here in America, Texas is it's got to be up there.
Huge.
So what can you say about Texas right now?
I would say I made my living in Texas. I've been in Texas for 15 years.
Yeah.
I just sold my last asset, Albion, sold it in December. And I'm buying. I bought like the one in Austin. I'm looking to buy and build. So senior assisted living is my newest frontier in Fort Worth and Dallas area. I want to build 3 to 4 right around there. There is amazing need for it around Austin, around San Antonio, and Houston. So that's where I'm coming next year, big time.
Awesome. So Texas is still the. Now I'm being sentimental right now because I'm from Texas and I office from the Texas area also too. But Texas is where the market is right now also too. Of course, there are other wonderful markets out there like Georgia, like Florida.
Georgia is blossoming like crazy.
Yes.
Of course, look at Ohio. Look at Tennessee.
Yes.
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Absolutely.
Crazy. St. Louis. Look at Kansas City. Look at Alabama's. I mean, Salt Lake City. Look at, all these places are amazing places to be at.
Absolutely.
North of Kentucky. I forgot about that. And then Cincinnati growing into Kentucky. All that area. And then Pennsylvania. Some people are doing great job in Indianapolis. Awesome. It's just amazing what's happening in this market. Yeah. Awesome.
One last thing before we round up. When it comes to team, you're only as good as your team when it comes to building an organization, when it comes to building systems, and when it comes to building something of profound quality that will serve people out there. Take us through, maybe in 2 minutes. What does it take to have that wonderful team?
When I started in acquisition team, I had partners, but then we closed that because partnerships sometimes work, sometimes it doesn't. But 2014 November was my new company formed, Monil Investment Group and Monil Management Group. And we have taken off crazy. I think 500 million probably has come, maybe more than that, in the last 7 years, literally. That's what it is. The key thing is when you have family involved, our daughter is involved, my wife is involved, our VP of Finance has been with me for 15 years. And my attorney has been with me for 15 years. My syndication attorney, Kim Lisa Taylor, for 15 years. That's what the team is about. And once you put great people in the team, my accounting department was 5 full-time people in there. But my VP of accounting was the number 1 person in charge. I let her do everything. So I hired the best of the best and let them do the work. And then asset managers, regional managers, community managers, lead maintenance. We were 153 people, I think, full-time on my payroll. On my payroll as the CEO of 5 companies, and I still have 5, but we have cut down because we've sold so much of the portfolio. Because now I'm digging into hotels, into storages, into assisted living, into all these things, and crypto and also startup constructions and ATMs and something new I just did, website real estate. Website real estate. I just invested into that.
Wow.
I like to diversify my money.
I know. Diversification. That's Vinney for you. Diversification in all aspects of things. But don't let us forget the foundation was that Vinney was focused on apartment, then it scaled up. Now it's diversifying in so many aspects of assets out there, and just like you rightly said right now. And to round up my show today. Like I said, we add value to people out there, for investors, for people that are trying to get into the business. We bring value to the table that can help them either enter or scale up their business. And
can I offer them a free book?
Yes, totally absolutely. I was going to ask you to take over on that aspect of things that, this is Vinney on my show today. I'm going to allow Vinney to speak to you guys and tell you how you guys can reach him. How can people reach you? What are the things that you're doing newly right now? What are the products that you have newly right now? I know, you wrote this book, which I have on my table right here.
Thank you.
And I have another book right here, which is the Positive Brings Profitability.
Yes, and I
newly revised actually. It has been newly revised actually.
Yes,
and also
my third book is also coming. Third book will be
the third book is coming. There you go. There you go.
Which is my new frontier.
Yeah, and the Apartment Syndication Made Easy also too is a wonderful book for those that are trying to have more. But I'll let him take us there.
Thank you so much. Ola, people can reach me anywhere. You can DM me right there on Instant Messenger. You could do it. Twitter is there. And I'm also in LinkedIn, YouTube channel, just Vinney Chopra, Facebook groups. But my website is vinneychopra.com, V as in Victor, or victory, right? As victory, VINNEY, Chopra.com. And if you'd like a free digital copy of my book, you could just go to vinneychopra.com/free book. If you would like to learn from me, just like Ola, great mentor, mentee. I love him. And, if you'd like to learn the business in a group environment, master coaching, I call it, then you could just say, I think it's Vinney Chopra mentorship, I think is the word. And then if you want to invest with me, you could go to Vinney Chopra/invest, I think. So you can reach me that way, my team. And
awesome.
Thank you so much for your time. Ola, thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure, Vinney. It's just a pleasure being with you today. It's refreshing, just like always. I've spent quite a number of time with you at events, even at meetings, and it's a privilege and honor to have you on my show today. And it's a wonderful time we've had today. I hope my audience out there have been able to pick one or two things they can run with. It's been loads of information that Vinney has given us today. Information that you can only make good use of if you put it into use. So I'm going to say, please, if you want to get into this business, run with the information. And Vinney is also very, very, I can tell you from experience also to that. He's a wonderful person to meet. He's a wonderful person to reach out to. He will always be there to answer your question. Just like he rightly told you, all the information, the ways to get across to reach him. Please, if you want to DM him, you're absolutely free to do that. It's been wonderful talking to you today, Vinney, and please come back. My show is always open, and you know that.
Godspeed, and
come back.
And you are just doing so great, expanding and giving knowledge to people. And we need to really get those positive cash flows, streams of income.
Absolutely.
We should rely on one stream at all and build the legacy, build the wealth, build the savings, and let your money grow.
Yes. Thank you so much, Vinney, for joining us today. Viewers out there, people that are listening to my podcast, thank you once again for joining Commercial Property Club podcast. This is where we give investors sound knowledge about income producing property. Just like I said, we add value. That's what we bring to the table. Today was another value add from the great Vinney Smile Chopra.
Thank you.
You've heard him. He's the real deal. I will see you next time when we stream live or when we bring forth another episode of Commercial Property Club podcast. Thank you.